What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to ForTheFans with me and my co-host Ben. And coming up today, we're going to be taking a look at the semi-final fixture between the host Brazil and many people's favourites now to go on and win the tournament, Germany's game, as they clash into tonight's fixture. We'll also be taking a look at some of the stuff going on and off the pitch in the build-up to today's game. So let's get straight into this.
Hello there, it's me, Ben, and my co-host Jack is with me.
I'm here, don't you worry, I've not been left out.
It is semi-final day, we are alone, but we're not alone, because football is back on the television. It's Brazil versus Germany, as Jack has already pointed out in the intro. It is the holders versus the favourites. Oh, Jack, I'm giddy.
Have you had Weetabix this morning? You sound like you're off your head.
I've had a blood test, and they're supposed to take blood out, but I think they've put something in.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. But no, I am giddy with excitement. Neymar's out for Brazil. We'll go through the team news first of all, I think. Thiago Silva, we spoke about his appeal, did we not?
We did indeed.
It's been rejected, obviously, because you cannot appeal yellow cards.
I wish they had got away with it just to annoy people. It would have added to the whole Brazil Illuminati Brazil conspiracy theories.
You said to me before you recorded, Thiago Silva got his ban.
Yeah, just winding you up.
I was livid. You should have got that bit recorded. Because I was like, you what? You what? So he's out. He's banned. So Dante, finally, Dante will be at his peak. I'm starting with the film references. He'll come in. Luis Gustavo is back from suspension, and I'm no doubt he'll play. Neymar, obviously out injured. So, Scolari, what will he do, Jack? What will he do?
There's talk about Willian or Bernard coming in. I actually think he'll move Oscar into the middle and then put Willian out wide for Oscar. Where Oscar would be. I just think that's the more logical change. I know Bernard's not a bad player by any means, but I just feel like he lacks a physical presence, and that may well hurt them, particularly given, I guess, the solidity that the Germans have in their defensive midfielder area, kind of thing, with Khedira and Schweinsteiger, who are both pretty adept for sticking in a foot when needs be.
I do think that Lahm may prefer someone like Willian, who's a little bit, in my opinion, is a little bit more predictable. You kind of know what you're going to get. Well, Bernard he's a bit more tricky. I would have, like I said on the show we did when he got injured, Neymar, that I would like to see Bernard come in, because I think he's quite similar to Neymar. He's quite slight in stature, as you point out, which may be a disadvantage against the Germans. But I don't know, I would have liked to see him. I think you're right, though. I think Oscar will play more centrally, and Willian will go out on the left with Hulk on the right. And Fred will get his game.
Do you think Lahm will play down the middle then? Because for a second I was thinking Lahm played right back last game.
No. I think what I'm saying is the player on the left-hand side will be Willian, and Lahm will be right back.
Oh, okay. No, this is what I was just clarifying. I didn't know if you thought they might revert back to their other shape, you see.
No, I think Germany will be pretty much the same. Apparently, well, people are saying that Joachim Löw will have to decide whether to recall Per Mertesacker. I don't think he will. I can see the benefit of playing Per Mertesacker against someone like Fred, maybe opposed to someone like Benzema. But no, I think they'll probably stick with what they know, because it worked quite well against the French. It was quite a nullifying team. So, where do we start with this? How do we think Brazil will approach the game, I guess?
I'm worried for Brazil defensively. I feel as if Thiago Silva, I mentioned it before, but I feel like he's the voice of reason in that defence. I feel like besides him, they've got a bunch of nutty geezers who are going to do their own thing when they get the ball. We saw in the Belgium game against Argentina how ill-discipline from centre-backs can leave you really exposed.
Yeah.
And I am slightly worried with the likes of Dante, who he's not quite got the reputation of David Luiz, but neither of them are quite as disciplined per se as Thiago Silva. And then at full-back, it depends if Maicon plays. If Maicon plays, I actually kind of fancy him out on the right back position.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we didn't think that. At no point did I see anyone mention it. I don't know if it was said in Brazilian media. We certainly didn't pick up on it. Dani Alves got dropped for their game against Colombia, which was definitely their biggest game of the tournament. And Scolari made a big call. I'm not sure if he had an injury or was ill or had a knock. Nothing was said. If it was said, do let us know why Dani Alves was left out. But do you think it'll be Maicon or Dani Alves?
Well, I think Maicon came in because he's more solid defensively. He had a great season at Roma.
He did.
So I don't think there's that much wrong, and I actually think he may well kind of start with a similar system to before Scolari. Obviously, a few enforced changes, but I feel as if Maicon might just add a little bit more defensive discipline. I do feel like with Dani Alves, he's very often caught out of position. And the Germans are very, very capable of punishing you there, particularly depending on how they line up. If they maybe play Muller off close and maybe play Muller on the left, Ozil on the right. Obviously, they don't really line up like that when they have played like that. It's a very floaty kind of shape. But I kind of feel like Muller is the kind of player who will punish a player like Dani Alves if he kind of wanders too high up the park.
Indeed. So we're looking at the Brazil team, and obviously Neymar's not there. We're sad about that, aren't we? I'm sad about that.
We are, but FIFA have come out and said that João Zaniga, who made the tackle on Neymar, will not face any further action for his
not
tackle.
By FIFA, but Brazil may extract their revenge. Who's going to be the star man then? That's the question. Will it be Fred? Will this be Fred's moment?
Fred v Mertesacker, I want to see that. The ultimate in slow races. Can you imagine it? Fred's wrong on Mertesacker's chasing him. Who will get there first? It's kind of 20 seconds later, and all the players are backed off watching it unfold.
Yeah, the refs blown for half time. No one noticed. They're still going at it. That run started in the 23rd minute. They're still going for it. But in all seriousness, who will be the key? Oscar, Hulk, Willian if he plays? I
feel if Brazil are going to do well, Hulk has got to turn up. He's Mr. Inconsistent. Against Colombia, had a few chances which you'd fancy him to take. Ospina did make one really good save off one of Hulk's chances that he had. But besides that, he's been a little bit wasteful this tournament. Hulk is the kind of player who's very hit and miss. And so far this tournament, I know he's contributed in other ways, but he's been very miss in front of goal. And without Neymar being there, I think there's going to be a greater emphasis on him to take the reins and kind of really contribute more.
Well, I agree. I think it's funny you mentioned that, because I think this is the first time Hulk may be against someone who's not naturally a left back, and that may really benefit Hulk. Hulk, we know, is quite a physical machine, just in stature alone, and not just his name. And I think playing against Howardez, which I assume they probably will do again, I think that will really benefit Hulk. I can see Hulk, and I'm prepared to stick my neck out on the line here. I think Hulk, if Brazil are to win, I think Hulk will be man of the match in the game. I think this is the kind of game he will thrive on. I think he'll get a lot more space in these games as well. I don't think Germany will sit back quite as deep. They're known for playing quite a high line with Neuer playing the sweeper keeper libero role, however you want to look at it.
There's a few players in the kind of Brazil camp who really need to turn up. Oscar had an amazing first game of the tournament.
He did.
And then he's been very, very quiet in the remaining games. I really believe that there's a few players in that Brazil camp who have a point to prove. And maybe you could argue, oh, well, Neymar got the ball, so they didn't get as much of an opportunity to show what they can do. But I'm looking at the likes of Fred. I'm looking at the likes of Joe when he did come on off the bench. I'm looking at Oscar. I'm looking maybe at William when he's come on, and Hulk. They've got to make something happen. And for a lot of their games, Brazil have always been carrying one or two players per period of match. There'll be times where a player comes into the game and seemingly other players just drop off completely. This is a game against a German team who against France were better across the park, and Brazil have got to win those matchups.
Can I throw a crazy idea out there which I've not thought about until just as you mentioned Oscar's not been great since the first game?
Throw it out there.
Why could Brazil, because Fernandinho and Paulinho are quite attacking midfielders. They like to get forward with the ball. It's no like Fernandinho is a different player for City as he is for Brazil. Yeah, he sits for City and he's a bit more dynamic for Brazil.
He runs with the ball.
Indeed. So could they play? And Paulinho, who arrives late in the box, he's not had the greatest tournament, but he's that kind of player that arrives late. Could they have played Gustavo, Fernandinho, and Paulinho and drop Oscar, play Willian, Hulk, Fred?
I don't know. I feel as if they're good at that. I don't think they'll change shape.
I don't think they will. But would that suit better against the Brazilians, against the Germans? Because they won't expect that.
No, potentially. I think there's a lot of things you could do with the Brazil team. I think whilst Brazil haven't been blessed by top performers this tournament, one thing they are blessed by is players who are very kind of versatile in how they can play. Like you mentioned with Fernandinho, he has more than one kind of style that he can kind of abide to, I guess. And there's a lot of players like that. Oscar can play out wide or down the middle. Hulk can play up top. I wouldn't even mind. I know this is really boring. 4-4-2. Maybe play Hulk up top, play Joe or Fred. You've got the midfield capabilities. You could even go with kind of a narrow Brazil-esque. I know in Liga de Brazil, a lot of teams will play a 4-2-2-2 with two kind of holding midfielders and then two attacking midfielders higher up who will kind of split and go out wide defensively. I
think if there's one thing we're agreeing on, it's that if Brazil are going to win, it's going to have to be a team performance with one player just showing up.
Yeah.
They can't afford any passengers against a German team. A German team which, as I mentioned, the only real tactical decision that Joachim Löw's got to decide on is whether he'll put Boateng back out on the right, which is arguably why Lahm came back in at centre back, because they put at right back, sorry, because they put Boateng in the middle. So would that mean a massive rejig again, or will they stay the same? I think they'll stay the same.
I agree with that.
They've got no other injury worries. The other question mark is, in the last game, we saw Muller play up. Oh, no, sorry, he didn't play up top, did he? Closer played up top, and Muller was brought out to the right-hand side. Do you think they'll do that again? Because I think Dante and David Luiz would enjoy playing against Closer more than they would Muller.
I think that Germany might play Muller and Closer up top and play Ozil down the middle just behind, particularly if Maicon starts, because I think one of the reasons that the Germans kind of have been playing this 4-3-3 that they play, kind of with Muller and Ozil out wide, who, let's face it, aren't exactly the most natural wide players. Muller more so, but he plays on the right at club level more often than on the left. I wonder if they'll tuck a little bit more narrow. I feel as if they see a Brazil team that has Maicon and maybe has Marcelo, and he isn't doing a lot within the first kind of 10 minutes, whether or not they will just kind of morph into kind of a 4-3-1-2 of sorts and play Ozil just off. The other option they have is to go for a 4-2-3-1. At the last World Cup, Ozil played kind of as a number 10 off Closer, but they kind of interchange positions. If you're an FM fan, Ozil played shadow striker back then. He kind of played that secondary striker role. It's a role he's capable of playing. There's a few ways the Germans can line up, but if I'm low, I'm kind of I want to try and play players in their natural positions, and I do feel against a Brazil side that's missing two hugely influential players, wherever or not there is kind of more opportunity to kind of do that.
Do you think so? Are you saying that Lowe will probably go for it? He'll try and out-organise Brazil in a way. He'll try and set up in a way that he'll pick a team that knows how to play together, and he's going to try and pick off Brazil almost player by player in that situation. If you can isolate David Luiz one-on-one, it'll be interesting to see how he copes. The same goes for Marcelo and Dante and Maicon. We should talk about we talk about a lot of teams in this tournament who are extremely good at counter-attacking, and I don't think we've ever spoken about Germany in that light, despite them being extremely good at it.
Yeah.
Like Ozil and Muller break. Like, they know when to turn. Schweinsteiger or Khedira turn with the ball, play it out wide, and all of a sudden there's just these 3-on-2s that Germany seem to get, and it's just inexplicable. And it usually comes from a corner. It usually comes from Neuer being Neuer, coming out, punching it, grabbing it, kicking it, throwing it, and all of a sudden Germany have you turned and you're on the back foot, and that could be a way that Germany sort of that could be their outball in this game.
I think Germany play extremely fluid. But I think if they start building the ball up slower, you may well see them kind of switch to a situation where Muller and Closer, if they do play alongside each other, play up top. I actually kind of have a sneaking suspicion that they will try and play kind of with Closer up top, particularly with Thiago Silva out. I feel like there is a defensive frailty to be exploited there. I mean, this is the number 2 world ranked team against the number 3. Take FIFA's world rankings for what you will.
They're not the unofficial ones, though, are they, Jack?
No, they're not.
And that's what matters.
So the Dutch are going to win the World Cup based off those. But I don't know. For me, I just think Germany are going to out-organise them, as you said. As we identified, Brazil are going to have some players turn up for the first time this tournament and show that they can win the World Cup, because right now I don't think they are good enough to do so based off their performances. I kind of hope they prove me wrong. I've said that I want to see a South American final since Japan went out and France for my money bet. But no, I worry for the Brazil against the Germans. I kind of think Brazil are one of the worst teams to get this far in the World Cup in recent memory.
Do you really?
I just don't think they've played very well.
Okay, that's fair.
I think the crowd's been the deciding factor.
So both teams are going to have to make changes. We'll kind of come to a natural conclusion. Who do you think is going to win it then? Do you think? Sorry, I've hiccuped there. Do you think Brazil will lay down, or do you think Germany will? The Brazilian home force is something to be reckoned with. I think there's been times when the crowd have really pulled Brazil through games. So. Where do you see it going? It's tough. For me, it's tough.
Well, Brazil have scored in their last 10 clashes against Germany, but the games have only averaged 2.2 goals per game. So with
Brazil
that in
haven't lost
mind,
at home, have they? Sorry to butt in, but Brazil haven't lost at home for like 22 games or something. They're on an incredible run
yeah.
of not losing
But
at home.
Neymar has played a role in 50% of Brazil's 10 goals this tournament.
Oh my word! I get the stats.
So with that in mind, I'm actually going to go for 3-0 Germany.
Wow!
I think Brazil are lacking. I don't think it'll be a comfortable 3-0.
It sounds comfortable.
I think with 20 minutes left, Brazil will be 1-0 down. They'll make a few changes and leave themselves exposed in the midfield area, and it might cost them.
This may be the first time I back Brazil, and I don't know what's come over me, but against all these kind of people are writing them off because of the two players that are out, and in some cases rightly so. But I think it might be Brazil 2-1, and that would be imagine that. Then it'd be all on Argentina to make this happen.
I'm going to go 3-0 Germany, but if Brazil get the first goal, they'll win.
Stop it!
No.
You keep doing this. I was
going to elaborate.
No, you keep doing this.
Can I elaborate, please?
No, you can't. You've said 3-0 Germany.
I think the crowd made the difference in Brazil v Colombia, and that early goal for Brazil was huge. And I think if they get a goal like that, Germany are going to have to slow down the game to their tempo and stop Brazil from being allowed to play kind of, I want to say play emotionally with the crowd in terms of the way they get the crowd fired up whenever the ball goes out. But I'm still backing the Germans.
Right.
I think if
3-0
Germany.
He keeps having two goes.
I don't see that early goal coming.
You keep having two goes at guesses, listeners. I don't know what to do about him. He's out of control. He does it every game right now. You naughty boy. You naughty little sausage, Jack.
I'm terrible. Right.
Yeah,
so we've given our predictions today.
Have I?
You said Brazil were going to win
2-1.
2-1. I don't know if you said the score now. Think about it.
I can't remember.
Do you want to tell the viewers how they can get involved and how they can get their predictions in, Ben, for today's game?
There is now only one game. The chances of you being correct are increasing, people. We'll only have one winner from the correct scoreline. All I want, boys and girls, is a scoreline. Please be from the United Kingdom. As I've mentioned before, I don't want to have to send this all the way around the world. So get on Twitter, get on YouTube, leave your comment. What do you think the score is going to be? And we have a Facebook page as well.
We do. We have a Facebook page now. Can they submit it via Facebook, or should we stick it to Twitter and YouTube because that's what we know?
Yeah, actually, for now, we'll keep it to Twitter and YouTube. But yeah, get your score predictions in. What's it going to be? Brazil versus Germany. World Cup semi-final. Oh, I can't wait. Shall we go into the Twitter question?
Let's go into the Twitter question. Obviously, today there is only one game, so there isn't so much to talk about. So, we took to Twitter. We asked you.
Oh, would you like me to do the question?
Yeah, we asked you, and then I was waiting for you to take over. It didn't happen.
We asked you. With Neymar out, he's the pin-up, isn't he? He's the star. Which actor or actress will take the place of Neymar in the Brazil side? I wanted some clever, quirky suggestions. We'll start with our friend Peter, who's had an awful morning with Subway. But he said, surely the correct answer is Hulk, as they have a player called that. He's got a very valid point. Have you got any in front of you that you can read, or would you like me to continue?
If you could go through them. I've not got the Twitter up, unfortunately, today.
Right. Ted said Jimmy Grimble, the great striker. He's from a film. I had to look it up, though, where he plays for Manchester City, or he dreams to play for Manchester City. I've not seen the film. James Taylor said Vinnie Jones, because if he's in the Brazil team, he'll give the German team a bit of a fright. I'm not sure that'll happen. Or just a fight. I think he's put fight. Mr. King, he said Mel Gibson as William Wallace. It'd take no shit from anyone. Sorry, Mrs. Jack, it wasn't me. Miguel Corina said, it doesn't matter who replaces him because the refs are going to do everything to make sure that Brazil wins the game. Taking it very seriously. Panda Beats said David Hasselhoff because, well, who wouldn't want David Hasselhoff on their team?
I want to believe that before in the film Dodgeball, there's the German team called and they have the David Hasselhoff
yeah, they've got a picture frame of him.
The picture frame of him. I want to believe that's what the German team do before kickoffs.
He's in the film, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I love the film Dodgeball. That's how I imagine the German national team.
Lee said Nicolas Anelka because he was in a French film called Le Boulet. And then he put hashtag thank you Google. So I don't think that's really your answer, Lee, frankly. You should be ashamed of yourself. And finally, Tasty Bacon's back, the bacon lover. He's a keen question answer. Yeah, him. But Sean Connery, because if there's a film star whose back will not be broken, it's his. So, and that sums up. So if you want to get involved in the Twitter question, we'll be doing another one tomorrow to preview tomorrow's game. It's around 11:30 to 12 o'clock, depending on when I type it onto Twitter. I may even do it on the Facebook. So facebook.com/ForTheFans show is our Facebook.
My
We're also
word.
on Twitter. I'm just mentioning things. We're also available on iTunes. You can download this show on iTunes. I wonder if you knew that. So where do we go now, Jack? What are we doing next?
I was going to give my answer.
What's your answer?
Santiago Munez from goal.
I was amazed nobody said that, actually. I was thinking loads of people are going to say that, but no one said it. I will go with any actor from any film.
Any actor from any...
I'll go with Will Smith, because have you seen the video of him and Jaden taking penalties?
No, I haven't. I feel like I'm missing out now.
Right. After this podcast, I'm going to show you the reaction. Well, I'm going to show you them taking penalties. They were in England, I think, for some film thing, and they're asked to take penalties, and it is absolutely dreadful. I've never seen Will Smith look that uncoordinated in front of people. It's appalling.
Speaking of uncoordinated, or rather the opposite of that, top goal scorers. We should talk a little bit about the top goal scorers this tournament. Who is still in with a chance of getting the Golden Boot? So,
okay.
Jimmy Rod leads the way with 6 goals, but he's out. So
he's gone.
There's a pack of trailing players who have all scored 4. You've got Muller, Messi and Neymar. Well, obviously Neymar can't get it, so you've got Muller and Messi on 4 goals each, so they'll need 2 in both the semi-final and final, or you get the idea, if they advance that far.
Yeah.
You've got Benzema, who got 3, but he's out. Robben, 3 goals. If he could get 4 goals in his last 2 games, they'd be good. Same for Robin van Persie. He's got 3 goals as well. And then, if you want to get really ambitious, David Luiz. If he gets 7 goals in his remaining games, he'll be top goal scorer.
All right, yeah, good.
Does that surprise you? Are there any names there that you kind of... And obviously, James Rodriguez, people knew who he was, but I don't think anyone quite expected him to do as much as he has done, I guess.
No, he's had a terrific tournament, hasn't he? I don't think anyone would have had him down as top goal scorer. Maybe top assist maker, but not necessarily top goal scorer. I think Muller, Messi, Neymar, Benzema, they were kind of tipped by a lot of people. Obviously, you got RVP not far behind, who could still demolish the Argentines, which is unlikely but could happen. Do you think it's going to be Rodriguez's, or do you see obviously the other ones behind him are Robin, Van Persie, Muller, Messi, and Neymar. Neymar's out. Neymar's gone as well.
He's out.
So do you see Muller or Messi?
Messi, mate. I think Messi has the best chance. I think Muller's... I don't want to say Muller's goal thing is kind of, what's the word, inflated by the Portugal performance. But that was like where he got a hat-trick. So that's kind of contributed largely. And he hasn't shown signs for me in the knockout stage of being quite as kind of threatening as perhaps you'd expect from a player who scored 4 goals in a World Cup so far.
I have the big 6, which is Robin, Benzema, Neymar, Messi, Muller, Rodriguez. Messi has the second best minutes per goal. Rodriguez has 67. Messi's got 67 minutes. Messi's got 113. And then it's Muller on. So then it's Neymar not far behind, 114. Muller 118. So it's very tight between those 3. And obviously Neymar. I keep saying it, but Neymar's gone, Jack. I can't go over it.
He has. I think my favourite stat of them all is there are only 2 players who have scored 2 goals this World Cup who have 100% shots on target ratio. Mats Hummels, he's had 2 shots and scored 2 goals.
Yeah, and the other one's Depay, is it?
It is Depay.
Yeah.
Who I think he's had more shots though, so it's not quite as impressive. So Hummels, most clinical player this World Cup, statistically.
Tell you what, Jimmy Rod had 9 shots and 8 of them were on target. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty good. I give him some credit. Give Jimmy Rod some props. I'm not sure where we go now, Jack. It's happening again. Oh, can we talk about the fact Howard Webb? He's been selected in the last 4 referees.
He's repping up England, isn't he, Mr. Webb?
I don't think he's got either of the semis, which means he's likely to get the 3rd place playoff or back-to-back finals for Howard Webb.
He's one of 15 officials, isn't he, retained? I feel as if Germany go through, he doesn't really stand a chance.
I think he's got a better chance if Germany go through. European ref, English speaking.
That's true.
I fancy him.
Another fact, he's from Yorkshire. It's just the best bit.
The ref, you don't want to ref the semis, do you? Because that means you're definitely not going to get a final.
Yeah.
So I think Webb's a key contender.
Because he got the final last year, but he got criticised for it, so he really has done well this World Cup. He hasn't put many feet wrong, or cards wrong, or flags wrong, if you're his official, in the games that I've seen him ref. I think he's done a very good job.
Yeah. Well, so good luck, Howard. We're thinking of you here at ForTheFans.
If De Jong kicks someone in the chest again, just send him off.
He's gone. He's injured, isn't he? He's done as well.
If anyone kicks anyone in the chest, if anyone bites anyone too, Mr. Webb.
No, that would never happen. A World Cup? God, you must be mad.
I know. Who would do that?
No one would jeopardise the career in such a way that it would make an outcry amongst the world of football. No chance. Not a chance. Shall we? Do you know what? It's been quite a short show, but there'll be plenty more to talk about tomorrow.
There will be.
So shall we end it there?
I think we do.
All right. Short and sweet. Just like you, Jack.
I know.
And you're so handsome as well. Have I told you how handsome you are?
That was a compliment or not, saying I'm short and sweet.
Well, it depends what sort of part of
you. That's what my ex-girlfriend said. Anyway.
You've never had a girlfriend. Right then. So that's been For The Fans. You can find us on Twitter at ForTheFans Show. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/ForTheFans Show. If we get 1,000 people by... What day is it today, Jack? If we get 1,000 people that like that page, we'll give away a DVD. I've said it. 1,000 people to like the Facebook page, DVD. I'll give it away.
That's ambitious, but I think we can get it done. Because everyone has Facebook. If you're watching this...
You've got Facebook.
There's worse things you've liked on Facebook. Everyone who has ever had Facebook for like a number of years will go back to it and look at what they've got liked. And it's just like, I liked that shit once.
Yeah, so if you want a chance of winning a DVD, share the Facebook page. Oh, now I'm getting really ambitious. We are available on iTunes. If you could leave a rating on the iTunes if you're listening on there, that'd be great. YouTube.com/ForTheFans Show. From me, Ben, and my co-host, Jack. The World Cup semi-finals here, everyone. Goodbye. Do you want to say something?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay, good. I want to get you involved. That was all.
Thanks.